Hi there. We are live. Hi, Pat. How are you?
I'm good. How are you, Claire?
I'm amazing. I am
Yeah.
amazing. I am just I've been so excited for today. I love these lunchtime lives. They've been such a gift to me and so many people. And I woke up this morning going, today is Pat. Today is Pat. I am
I
like
know.
so excited. I'm so
Yeah.
excited. And and it's while it's lunchtime for me, it's not
Yeah.
lunchtime for you, right? It's
No.
what time?
6 o'clock.
6 o'clock.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you're coming to us live from Portsmouth, right?
That's right. Yes.
And
Yeah.
you're sitting in your beautiful.
This is my tarot house. Yes, this is my tarot house. Not that you can see, but I've even put all the candles on. I've got the incense burning, just so that I'm in the mode. I even brought my cards in,
I love
so
it. I love
yeah.
it. This is so I spent a little time this morning looking at your tarot house online and like I just picture it. It's like at the bottom of your garden and like that's your little gorgeous place you go
It
and
is.
it's like that
Yeah,
is your sanctuary. Like that
it
is
is
your
very
beautiful
much so.
place.
Yes, very much so. As soon as you walk in, you feel that Zen feeling. You
Yeah.
automatically like that. Yeah, puts you in the right space, the right mindset, and everything. Yeah, I love it.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Well, I have to say, you are an absolute trooper, probably the most brave woman, because before 10 minutes ago, you and I had never met.
That's
We have
right.
a friend in common that
We do.
we both love and trust. And when
Yes.
she said, you two need to meet, we both went, okay. And we just like
Yeah.
said yes, right?
Yeah. Straight away. Straight away. Yeah. She said, "How do you feel about it?" And I went, "Why not? I didn't even
Why
think
not?
about it."
Right,
Yeah.
right,
Yeah.
right. So we both love Yvette. She's helped us both in our lives in so many ways, and our lives are better because of Yvette. And so
Yeah.
so yes, so I am the reason Yvette thought you and I would love getting to talk to each other and people would love to hear your story is I get with people every Friday to talk
Yeah.
about them pursuing their passion, listening to their heart and their intuition, and stepping out from, what might have been their life in the past to pursue something that they feel called to do and
Yeah.
passionate about. And that could be anything and everything in the world, but to live your purpose filled life. That's what this is about. And that's
Yeah.
what you've done, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so fill me in because you've had like this whole career, you have a career, you have a life. Tell me about you.
Okay, so I'm 56 years old, and for half my life I've worked in banking,
Mhm.
and so I've been in the financial institution for 28 years now, and so that has been like my main job. However, I've always had this real passion for things like, anything like I think mystical, spiritual, mystical, all those sort of things. And I just seem to be probably around my early 20s, very much drawn towards tarot. Okay. And and it was very interesting how it got started, really, because believe it or not, it was my twin sister. I've got a twin sister. Okay. Yeah. So non identical.
I was going to say,
And
does she look like you?
it's kind of herself. And it was she had actually been on an astrology course and tarot course, and it had learned all about it and was telling me about it, and it just piqued my interest even more. But like straight away, as soon as she started talking about it, I was like, like really super interested. And over a period of time, I thought, you know what, I'm going to get myself some tarot cards. So I got myself some tarot cards. Now it's like anything, you can have the book, you buy a pack of cards, you get the book with it, you look at the card, oh, that means so and so, so and so, but it's
Mhm.
really not not like that. I think people think, oh, that's what the book means and everything, but it's not. And over time, I just felt more and more passionate about it. So I started sort of doing a couple of friends, not like this at all, just like, oh, I've got some tarot cards. Let me practice and do your cards and everything. And then I just found that after a while, people were sort of saying, oh, you know, you said so and so, it's only gone and happened. And I'm like, no, don't be silly, don't be silly. And then, but I found that was happening like more and more. And then my confidence just grew and grew. And like you say, I just felt that it was just my absolute passion, but I couldn't really commit to it like early enough, really, because I had children and everything, and the children were growing up, so I didn't have the time to give to it, really. And it's only sort of like now I've got the time to just give to it. I'm just like, do you know what, it's my dream, it's my passion, it's what I've always wanted to do. This is the time. And it just fulfills me so much. There's not a feeling like it. To follow your life purpose and your passion is the most fulfilling thing you could ever have.
Oh, yeah. I love it. And you know what it brings is a confidence and energy, because you still go to your day job in the financial world. Like you just came, like you literally just came in from there, right? Before we sat down. And so you have that, but, and I, you know, I'm sure you've been there a long time. You're good at what you do. You're valued there. But when you've had a long career, sometimes that energy wanes, and it's hard to keep showing up every day, your best self. And I think some people think that that means they've got to go do something completely different with a career, or the career. And sometimes it can be finding a purpose or passion outside of that helps fulfill you, right? And you do this at night and on the weekend, and it's is that what you've experienced? Like, has it given you that little bit of a boost at work?
Yes, definitely, because it's a completely different scenario going from, you know, working in a banking institution to doing tarot on a one-on-one personal level and everything. But it's so, because it's all done through like energy and vibes and things like that, you naturally get this whole energy going through your body. It's like a light and an energy surging through your veins and everything. So it automatically gives you that. Anybody who's had a reading from me will know I'm very you know, I gesticulate a lot. I'm like, oh, and there's this and that's like, oh my god, I can't believe it, look what's there, oh, can you believe what, I'm so like animated, because it makes it coursing through your veins, all the excitement and everything like that. Whereas when you're at work, I mean, don't get me wrong, believe it or not, I do actually love my job in the bank, believe it or not, I do. But this is something on a completely different scale, completely different, you know. So
And there had to have been like a scary time, like even though this has felt natural to you, and you kind of started out with, you know, little bits with friends and what have you, as like guinea pigs, practicing on them. There had to have been a point where you were like, oh, should I turn the bottom of the garden into this? Is it worth me pursuing a website? Because you do have a beautiful website, like you know, because that takes time, it takes money, it takes energy. So at what point were you like, you know what, this is worth it for me to really go all in?
I think what it was is before I'd had like I say, commitments. Like I had because I've been doing readings for about 28 years now. So I was only 28 at the time. So the children were still small. So I couldn't commit fully to it. It was something that I could do, like you say, on the weekend of an evening and whatever. I couldn't commit fully. But funnily enough, as the children grew and everything, and then they were sort of like leaving home and everything, they then had families, and then of course the grandchildren came along. So I would, as well as doing my day job, because I'm part-time there, I was then doing childcare for my granddaughters, you see. So that was then taking up the time, so I still couldn't commit to it. But then last September, the last grandchild went to nursery, so there literally was no more childcare, no more nothing. And all of a sudden I had time, and I'm like, oh, I mean, at first it was like, oh, I can do this, I can do that, and whatever. But I just suddenly had time, and it was a very short period after that. Within, I don't know, a 6-week period, I kept getting this nagging thing. Well, to be honest, it was Yvette's name that just kept coming into my head, and I just kept feeling that, do you know what? I really feel that this is my time now. I have no more commitments or everything. It's like they cleared the path for me, you see. And so the path was that was cleared. I had the time to commit to it. I got sort of excited when I thought about, well, maybe I should, you know, should I do it? Should I not? And it was a real sort of, oh, I don't know. So, and Yvette, I just couldn't get her out of my head. So in the end, I thought, you know what, I'm just going to text her. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. And when I look back at that first text message, it was the most vaguest message ever, sort of saying, it was so non-committal. Oh, hi, Yvette, you know, I've been thinking of maybe, although I'm not quite sure, but I'm free because I think I might have a chat about possibly, you know, going, you know, doing my business properly, you know, like launching a business with Tara, but I'm not sure. What do you think? I mean, it was so, oh, I'm not, and whatever. Of course, she comes back like, oh my God, this is what you've been waiting for and everything, you know. And we had our very first meeting, and I was going, but I'm really not sure. I mean, this is just questions, Yvette. I mean, I really don't know. And then by the end of talking to her, we know what she's like, you know, with all our enthusiasm and what we could do this, and this. And just from that first meeting, that was it. I was hooked. I thought, this is it. This was meant to be. I was meant to. That's why they kept sending me. I mean, it's all right me giving people reading with all my messages, but I need to listen to my own messages that they're giving me, you know, like text a bit. And that was literally what got the ball rolling. But as you say, I went from being very nervous, very unsure, because it is a big step. It is. It's a really big step. And I was so nervous, and but she made it feel so easy, and I just knew, there's no other word for it, I just knew that the time was right, and this is right for me. And then as soon as we started it and got the ball rolling, you know, when everything falls into place and every door opens, and you think, this is clearly my path. And and we launched, and that's it. I haven't looked back. But it's no good me saying, oh, I wish I'd have done it years ago, because I wasn't in the right place years ago. Now is the time for me. This is the time I can commit to it and give it my all.
I'm glad you said that, Pat, because it's there are a few lessons from what you just said. I'll start with the last thing. We sometimes we are our own worst critics, right? And you probably talk to yourself in so many ways in your head that you would never talk to a friend or a loved one, right? Talking yourself down, talking yourself out of things. Oh, this, that. And that's something I think we do when we go, well, oh, now that I'm doing it and it's amazing, why didn't I do this before? Oh, I should have, you know, when we have this like, oh, what's wrong with me? No, it is divine timing. You weren't ready for this. Your life situation, the kids, the grandkids, you know, everything. And it's trusting the timing is right. But the thing I love about what you said is and this is what I hope. There's someone here, there's someone going to watch this, who's watching this or going to watch it, who needs to hear this. There is never a time when you can't reinvent yourself. I don't care what age you are. I don't care what you've done in the past. Like, don't you love that we, and particularly we as women, live in this time now when you can completely shift gears. Your kids are out of the house, your grandkids are at school, and you can say, I am doing this. I'm going to have a website. I'm going to have an international clientele, because we just talked about that, right? You have international clients now, which is amazing. Amazing. From the bottom of the garden in Portsmouth, you have international clients.
I know. And
you would have never imagined this. And but now is the time for you. So think, I just think of all those women, men too, but the women out there who are like, oh, I should have done it so many years ago. The time's passed for me now. No,
No,
not.
definitely not. No, no. If it's still in you, there's still like this burning desire, or even if it's not burning, but it's still got embers there, and it's still something that just keeps niggling away at you. Listen to your intuition. This is them guiding you. It's never too late. It's never too late. Just listen to it and follow it. Follow your dreams. Dreams can be completely realized, as you say. Too many people think, oh, it's too late. Oh, I'm too old and everything. No, you think half my life ago I started doing this, and it's taken me this long to do it, but the time is right, and I am just loving it, and I hope I'm doing it for many, many years ahead, whereas
Right.
others would, no, I'm too old. It's like, no, listen to your heart.
No, yeah, and I love that you sent that wishy-washy, please talk me out of it message to Yvette, because Yvette was never going to talk you out of it, right? And that's what it was. That was your brain trying to keep you safe. I might maybe, if you don't think, do you think this is no? You're doing it. You're doing it, and you will. I am glad. Part of it was the universe making you send that to Yvette, because you knew Yvette was not going to let you off the hook with that, right? Even though you were trying to get off the hook with it.
And she was the person, and that's the other thing. I think it's just, you have to be with that connection with that right person to help you on your journey, and you will be guided to that right person. I've known her over 10 years, but why was she all of a sudden constantly in my mind, constantly? It's because they're guiding me there. So absolutely.
And part of what I encourage people to do is spend time, quiet time every day. Make it part of your daily habit, just in quiet reflection. Listen, put your candle on, have some music if you like, do a little meditation, but just listening. Names will come to you. Thoughts, people will come to you, and you just got to trust it, because that's inspired thought, that if you take action on it, it's for a reason. And that's why her name kept coming to you, and you were ready for it. All right. So I made a true confession to you right before we went live, which is I am probably the worst or the best person to talk to you about what you do, because I have absolutely no clue what it is you do. And so if I don't, I'm sure a lot of people don't. And I'm sure a lot of people have misconceptions or wonky thoughts about, that's rubbish, or it's whatever, or it's a hoax, or what, how people do that, how people have these thoughts. And so what is the most common, you've been doing this nearly 30 years, the most common misconception around tarot you think that people have?
Okay, I'd say that the most common one is people are afraid, because I don't think they understand it, you see, like you say, unless you've maybe had a tarot reading or you hear of a tarot reader. But I think it goes back from years and years ago, where a tarot reader was perceived to be, the woman at the end of the pier with the sun, the thing round her head,
like
the
the
big
scarf,
earrings, the scarf, the big earrings,
with the crystal ball.
The crystal ball, come into my, and all that, you see, and people, so it'd be like creepy lady and everything. And so I think the actual image of a tarot reader is very much a misconception. I've had many people where I think like Wendy was one of them as well, where you sort of have an image in your mind of you hear about, going for this reading with this Pat, whatever. Okay, so and you got an image in your head, and I open the doors, and I open the door in like my combats and my t-shirt and my hair in my ponytail and everything, and they're like, oh, you're not what I was expecting.
You're normal. You're normal.
So I think that's the first thing, is the way tarot readers were perceived. Okay. Then also the most common thing I could say about being afraid is the amount of people who I speak to when they say, well, what is a tarot reading and things like that. What you know, what if you tell me I'm going to die? I mean, people say that all the time. It's one of the first things they say. Well, what if you tell me something bad? I don't want to come to a tarot reader and you're going to say something bad. And it's like, well, you know, but it's not like that. And they're saying, well, what is it like then? So that's misconceptions, how you perceived, and they automatically think you're going to tell them something bad or they're going to die and all the rest of it. And it couldn't be further from the truth, really. So they're the most misconceptions. Yes.
Yeah, no, I get it, because I'm like, oh, ooh,
Yeah,
is it
yeah.
creepy? Is it
They
spooky?
get
Is
very
it, ooh,
nervous.
am I
Yeah,
going to tempt fate? And ooh,
yeah,
yes,
yeah.
I totally understand that. So what does happen in a reading? And I don't know if you saw, but Yvette just like, volunteered you maybe to do a 3-card pull for me if we get time. I don't know if that's something we
Oh,
can do, but
okay.
so what happens in a reading? What would someone expect when they knock on the door?
Okay.
And you do this virtually too, via the miracles of
Yeah,
Zoom.
yeah,
So what would
yeah.
I expect?
Okay, so basically, say for example, it's an in-person reading. Okay, if it's somebody who's never been before, you quite often find when they first come in, they're like a bit so they sit opposite me here, and they seem they're quite often a bit nervous, or
Hmm.
because they don't quite know what to expect and everything. And so first of all, I get my cards and I just shuffle away while I'm chatting to them. So, you know, so it's just general chit chat just to put them at ease and everything. And I always reassure them and say, look, you may well be feeling a bit nervous at the moment, or apprehensive, a bit worried what I'm going to say. And they always go, yeah, you know, whatever. And I say, I guarantee you, within a couple of minutes of me starting the reading, because I'm going to be, I mean, literally, I say, you do nothing apart from giving me 11 cards. You sit back and I just talk you to death for an hour, sort of thing, you know. And all you got to do is listen. So because they know straight away they don't really have to do anything else apart from pick their cards, they're quite happy with that. So they're a bit more relaxed. And I say, the more I'm talking to you, because it's quite constant what I'm saying, you're so intent on listening to me and what I'm saying, you forget your nerves, okay? And you can literally see within a couple of minutes of me starting, you can almost physically see them relaxing because they're listening, okay? And and I always say, I guarantee you'll be fascinated at the end of it. And like, oh really? And you know, hopefully they are. But so that's how it normally. So they come in, they do that. I shuffle the cards, lay them out in front of them. They pick their 11 cards, which I lay in a particular spread, because where they're laid also means a different position on there, also means different things. And I literally just turn over the first card. And how it works for me, whether you're aware, where you have like a clairvoyance. Now, clairvoyants are people who can sort of see spirits. You have clairaudient who can hear them, but I'm more clairsentient, which is where you feel them. Okay, so you feel them, and they make me feel, say for example, what that person is feeling. Okay, or I can say, so I can pick up what's been on their mind, how they've been feeling, you know, mentally, emotionally, all that sort of thing. And but it's sort of done by, I mean, I couldn't barely tell you the book meaning of the tarot now, because it's literally, as soon as I turn a card, I immediately get it's what can you say? It's not words, because like I say, I can't hear them or anything, but it's like, I can't explain. It's a bit like well, like I say, it's like this ticker tape that goes across my mind like that. And so I'm just sort of saying what is sort of coming into my head. It's like telepathy. It's like a thought, okay? But what is difficult is well, not difficult, what is different is when you turn the card, you instantly get this message through. So you just literally just go with it, and everything, and it all sort of takes shape. They might show me like an image or something, which you then have to, again, that comes from practice, because at first they show you something and you think, why are they showing me that? But then you realize that you interpret that item to mean something else, you know. But yeah, so I just go on and I just get all this information, and I just constantly talk all about as it's going through my mind. But because a thought hasn't got a voice, it was very difficult when I first started doing it, trying to work out what they were giving me and what was my thought, because
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
got a voice. So I'm thinking, well, is that me thinking that, or
Uh-huh.
is that them giving it to me? But in the end, I just learned not to even think, is that me or them? I just thought, no matter what is coming through, I'm just going to say it, sort of thing.
Yep. Yep.
And yeah, and that's sort of like how it works. You just get constant information, and then constant feelings, which you then, sort of you then sort of share obviously with the client. But that's how it works for me. It's very much to do with intuition.
I love Yvette said she turns over a card and she's off like a rocket.
Yeah, that is true. I literally turn it over. I just turn one over and I'll be like, right,
Blah, blah,
so
blah, 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 blah.
that's coming through, boom, 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 like that. But the funny thing is without my cards, I can't tell you anything. I can't tell you anything. But what is interesting as well is with a so say for example, say that first card, like victory, right? Now I could turn that for you and I get something and I'm telling you all about it. The next client could have victory in there and I turn it, but it's not like the same because you're all different. So that's why you should never really go by a book meaning, because a book meaning isn't generic for every single person. Otherwise we'd all have the same fortunes, you see.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'd say this is more of a tool really, as opposed to learning what the book means. You turn it and then instantly it's almost like it unlocks something to get it in, and then you turn another one. Yeah. Like
I love it. But it's taken me a long time because I was I was in a structured environment. I used to be an attorney, very literal, meaning everything was factual, everything had evidence. It's taken me a long time and getting older, I think, and being more curious and more humble in some ways to start really appreciating that there is so much more to this world and our place in it than what I can see and touch and feel. And we're all connected by an energy, right? We're all connected by this energy. And it's when you lean into it and trust, because I'm sure you have people who sit and they're very like stiff, like, I don't know what she's going to say. Or then you've got the people who are sitting back like this.
Yeah.
There's a lot of this. I would be one of these people. All right. You just proved to me, and then as they forget and they're listening, then I'm sure the body, they start to lean further forward. And
that's so true. Yeah, you're bang on with the energy there, because with that is very true. If somebody's like this, because tarot is like a flow, it's from the the spirit world through me to them. It's like a flow. But if they're like this, go on, tell me my fortune, it blocks me and it blocks the flow, and it's really hard to read for them, sort of thing. Whereas the more they relax and the more they open, the more the flow comes. So it's a much better reading for them, clearer.
That's fabulous. And so I don't know how long, I don't know if it's possible to do the 3-card reading. I'm game. If you are, I don't know if it takes too much time. I don't, if I'm not, look, no arms crossed. I'm like, do it.
Yeah. So what I do, so when we're doing online readings, like obviously this would be like online, and obviously you can't physically pick your cards. So I spread them out in front of me, the 78 cards, and then I pick the 3. Okay. So because what happens, it's I'm guided to the cards that you should have. Okay. So this would be very interesting. Put me on the spot, Yvette.
I know, no, that's a bet. We'll blame her. Yeah. Or we'll thank her.
No, let's go for it. So, okay, let's have a look. Right. So, oh my goodness. Wow. This is a very good start, I must say. Okay. Right, so your very first card is called the Star. Okay, now the Star is one of the best cards in the tarot pack. Okay, so yeah, the Star, the Sun, and the Wheel of Fortune are the 3 best cards out of 78. Okay, Now, interestingly enough, out of 78 cards, 22 of them are what they call major cards. So when you pull a major card, that signifies like something big coming up or a major thing. Now, I've only pulled 3 cards, and 2 of your cards are major, Claire. Okay, so that is good. Okay, now what it's saying, the star is all about like your hopes and dreams coming through true and wishes. So the first thing that's coming through for you is it's not necessarily just what you're doing now. I'm feeling like a real extension of what you're doing now, okay, because there seems to be more hopes and dreams ahead of you. It's like an ongoing process of you realizing your dreams, okay, although this is obviously one of them with what you're doing. I'm just feeling that it's just going to open up even more. Okay, there's even more coming for you. Definitely realizing of dreams, realizing of happiness and everything, but it's like you're drawing it to you. You know, I feel as if you're, you know, like the law of attraction and things like that. I feel it's like it's just being drawn to you, but it's like a funnel like this, and it's just going like that. So absolutely, hopes, dreams, wishes, and things like that continuing, and an awful lot of emotional fulfillment, like real emotional fulfillment. Okay, now it's saying that there's certain things in your life at the moment we're needing to be sort of patient with, okay, but I feel there's going to be some kind of, you've got this card of prudence here, and it's like a tree with all the flowers on it, you see. Now what this is I feel going forward with you with hopes and dreams and wishes is if there's you've either already got it in your mind, or it's very much going to be coming into your mind, but it's like a seed is going to be planted in your mind, just like it is in the earth. There you put the seed in the earth, and you don't immediately stand back and get the flowers. You have to wait for the seed to grow with the little green shoots and everything before it blossoms, okay? And this is you blossoming there, you see, like coming into full bloom. But it's one of these things is it's going to take time, because just like the flower. So I feel there's going to be a seed planted. This is something new, okay, being planted. So it's very much around you now. And it's like you just got to give it time, and it's going to really, really grow and blossom, and the roots are going to go very deep. So you're going to feel very stable and secure with that. Okay. So that is very much there. And then finally, we've got the lovers. Woo! Okay. So yeah. So now this is talking about relationships. This is talking about children, a real sort of like family card. This, you know, this is there seems to be a lot of laughter. Okay, I'm getting a lot of laughter with you in your home. Wonderful. Okay, I mean, I'm sure you have a crossword every now and then, you know, but definitely there's definitely a light, bright atmosphere around your home and around your family and everything. So yeah, really strong like relationship, family ties, family very important to you. And again, it's normally we would have to pull more cards on that to get more detail about that one. The other two are completely self-explanatory, but when you get the lovers, because there's like 4 individuals in this card here, you would pull more cards to go more into those individuals, sort of thing. But a great structure here, like I say, they keep showing me deep roots with you, okay, very much deep, but an awful lot of emotional happiness, and ahead of you, honestly, I see nothing but abundance. I mean, yeah, so yeah, very, very interesting. So yeah, there you go.
Oh, this is beautiful, Pat, because and you and I truly have not met before today, and we've had very, you know, limited. You know, I don't think you really truthfully know a lot about what I do either. You know, because I don't know a lot about you, and you don't. Which is, I was trusting that, you know, that we would come to this kind of. And this is my mom, by the way. This is Anne, is my mom. She's saying incredible because she knows what you just said, like where it fits in my life. Yvette knows, I know and as you and I get to know each other more, you'll see and why what you just said ties so beautifully
Oh,
to
wow.
everything I'm doing, why I'm doing it.
Oh.
Yeah, Beth's like, see what I mean? Imagine doing it now. It's it is, and I would spend half an hour talking your ear off about why that is all so meaningful and gives me faith and encouragement to stay on this path and to be
Yeah.
patient and
Oh,
consistent.
absolutely. 100% patience was key here. Key. Yeah. And
Mm-hmm.
think of the blossoming. That's what it is,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Mm-hmm.
wonderful cards, Claire. Really,
Mm.
truly
I
wonderful.
love that. And
And
I love,
it's
oh,
really
oh, sorry.
brave to do that.
I know, I love it. And the fact that you just said the four, you know, we are a family of four, and a lot of, truthfully, a lot of what has encouraged me to fulfill my purpose and passion has been
Yeah.
the joy and love and happiness with my family. And
Yeah.
you know, right before we got on here, I was out in the back garden playing water balloon fights with them, you know, and a lot of laughter and a lot of laughing at each
Yeah.
other, and
Yeah.
then I get to come in and do this, right? I
Yeah.
mean, talk about having it all.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
Oh,
wonderful.
Pat,
Really, really wonderful.
I'm so grateful that you put on the spot that you decided that you were okay to do that. I mean, I
Yeah.
really am. And
Oh,
Yvette made a good point. If someone was doing an online reading
mhm.
with you, that they would get 11 cards. She said she's just being a brat asking for a 3-card reading for me. um,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
you know, I can't wait to explore more with you. I really
Yeah.
can't. And
Yeah.
um,
Well,
if
hopefully people can see that just through online here, you know, with all like your American friends, just by doing the 3 cards online, you don't have to be in the room with me. I can pick up your energy
Mhm,
just from that. You know, your
mhm,
guides aren't just in America, your
mhm.
guides are everywhere
And
listening.
it's infinite, and it's the energy everywhere, right? It's that energy.
Yeah.
And I have loved every minute of this. I you could talk me to death for an hour anytime. I just love it, Pat.
Oh, me too. No, thank you so much for having me on. I've really enjoyed it. Yeah,
Oh,
so much more
beautiful.
to say. You know, all my friends would say, I'd give you a run for your money talking you to death.
I love it. Hey, but you know what? Isn't it pretty amazing that you get to fulfill your passion and have a
Oh,
business talking to people about their lives?
I know, and like I say, talking is one of my most favorite things to do. And I get the thing that I love the most about this is I get to meet so many different people, not only obviously in the UK, but internationally as well. And I
Mhm,
really feel that, you know, I make a difference. You know, I can bring people that reassurance, I can bring
mhm.
them that peace of mind, you know, I can help them through their difficult, dark days and everything. And I mean, what more could you ask for to somebody coming in here, or you know, like broken or sad or worried or whatever it is, and they go away feeling lighter and brighter. I mean, I'm offering getting cuddles and everything, you know,
Mhm.
and it's just like you say, it's your life purpose, and it is the most fulfilling thing. I can't wait to just continue on this journey and hopefully meet lots more different people. Yeah.
Oh, I'm excited for you. I know you will. And we're like, this is just the first of many times for us to get to talk. And I popped your website up here for people because
Thank you.
they can, people who are close by can find out how to meet you in person. Those that
Yeah.
aren't, like you say, you've worked with some of my friends here in America. And so
Yeah.
it's absolutely doable. The wonders of the world now. And let's stay in touch, okay?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Oh,
Thank you so much for having me on. I've really, really enjoyed it.
oh,
Lovely to meet
Pat, I've loved this. I have loved this. Thank you so much.
you. You're
Bye,
welcome.
everyone. Have a great rest of your day.
Bye,
Bye.
everyone.